Need I say more? What up, guys? It's Rob from InPhraze, and if you know anything about what you first saw, you'll know that I'm either reviewing Fate Stay Night Unlimited Blade Works, or Fate Zero. Well, if you guessed Fate Zero, you'd be right, because, in my opinion, you can watch them in any order. Though, I would recommend watching Fate Zero first, but I'll get into that later. Alright, so, Fate Zero follows a bunch of different people called Magi who have to summon these things called other people called servants in order to win their in order to acquire the Holy Grail, and which will grant whatever desire they want. But there's a little bit of a trick to it, and it will grant that what they wish for the way they know how, or in a way that would be possible if they were going to do it themselves, which gets me into the first part of the review. Alright, so I'm going to do this one the same way I did Miraniki, which will be cons first, pros last. Just because I like that format a bit better. So, cons. Right off the bat, the biggest con for me, I don't really have that many for this show because I just really enjoyed it. But if I had to pick out things that would be cons, one of them would probably be character development. For some of the characters, they just never really get that much development. They just kind of, they're there and you see them a couple of times and then something happens and you don't, and they never grow. They never grow. Some of the arcs, again, just like Miraniki, kind of go for too long. They're not near as boring as Miraniki's were. Not by a long shot. The action is amazing in this show. Anyway, I'm getting off track here. Some arcs do take a little bit long, but they do keep you engaged. It's just, you get kind of bored. Other than that, I don't really have any other real cons. Maybe the ending, I guess, because it was kind of but, I mean, you could argue that for a bunch of anime. So, alright, so now I'm going to give you the pros because I have nothing for the cons, and you probably saw that already. So, for the pros, although I said some character development in the cons, character development for the main characters throughout the show is amazing. I know a lot of people watch this show and they complain about it being, none of the characters being relatable and stuff. But I gotta say, the characters were very, very realistic. Aside from some of their pasts, which, just, that's an anime. But, I just thought they were very adult characters. This was a very adult show. It wasn't like Pokemon where friendship, and all that good stuff. It was it was a very dark show. And I kind of like a darker atmosphere, and it just feels more realistic to me. So, yeah, that was one of them. The other has to be the art style. I'm not usually one to say, oh, that's a great art style, or that's a terrible art style. It's very hard for me to find an art style that I don't like. But for this one, I just loved it, especially for the fight scenes. They were just amazing. And some of the character designs, I don't think they could have done any better. The other pro, despite the couple of arcs that are really boring, all the arcs are very, very engaging, aside from the few, like I just said. So, with those, you never really get bored. There's always something going on. It's either some really deep dialogue or some epic fight scenes, which you just have to watch the show if you want to see the epic fight scenes. Let's see. Probably the last pro I'll give this show, otherwise I'm going to go on a rant for like 30 minutes and no one will watch the video. The last pro I have for this is a certain scene, which I guess you could call nitpicking, but there's a certain scene where it first kind of displays that the Holy Grail can't just grant a wish, it has to grant it in a way that, the character that wants the Grail could achieve it, which I just thought was amazing. That concept in and of itself, it was awesome. I mean, if there was a wish granting thing, that would probably be pretty close to how it would really work, not some rub a genie bottle and he goes, oh, here you go, here's $1 million or whatever it is you wished for. So at that, this is going to be a real short review, but that's just because I love the show, which is kind of odd. But without further ado, this review is over. I'm going to go ahead and review I'll probably review the other series too. I'm not going to review them in order though. I mean, I'm not going to put them out. I feel like that's kind of cheating. So honestly, 4 out of 5 for this one. It's not as good as some of I've seen, but you definitely should go spend your time watching it if you want to. If you like this style of show, like I said, be warned. It is a bit dark, and if you're one for the cheery characters, you're not probably going to get a big kick out of this one because they're all very adult, sort of formed in a way that they're very dark characters. So if you like a grown-up anime, this is a really good one to watch. And I'm going to stop ranting now. So see you guys in the next video.